Good morning, everyone. So first of all, I would like to thank COA for their invitation to invite me here. Now, this panel is about the case study. When I came here this morning, I saw so many booths out there. So the aim of all this setup is about making money. But for this panel, it's about how to protect your money. You are making huge amount of money, but you need something to protect your money. Otherwise, the criminals, in particular the online infringers, they are going to take away your money alone. So now I got only 20 minutes, so what I aimed to share with you is on 3 parts. The first part is about the takedown. Takedown has been used for a long time. What do you mean by takedown? That means if you found there is some websites, they are distributing your movie, your TV channels without paying you the money, then you are going to send notice or request the website to take down the content. It has been used for years. But we are going to see, is it really works? I don't think so. Now the second area we are going to discuss is about site blocking. What do you mean by site blocking? Site blocking means according to the order from the court or from the government. Say, for example, in South Korea here, the government, they can give an order to the ISP to block overseas sites that are copyright infringement or they are unlawful websites. So it seems to be a very useful measure, but we are going to see about the challenges. Is it really works? Let's see about this. The third part that I'm going to share with you is about the law. Wow, that's a very tough one because everyone knows law is always lag behind the technologies. In the past, we have the website, and then we have the peer-to-peer, and then now we have the cloud, we have the mobile apps, we have the media box, the set-top box. The technology are advanced so fast that everyone apprehends that the law is actually lagging behind. So let's take a deeper look about what about the law, how to get the law to solve the problem. Okay, we move on to the first part first. First of all, takedown. Take an example of the Google. This is the takedown notice that has been submitted to Google by the right holders. Ask Google to take down those unauthorized content, no matter from their Google Drive or from their search engine. The number of the notice has been risen from approximately 6 million to 20 million per month. Is it work? No. From the right holder, we saw no matter how many notices we send to the platform, no use. The online piracy situation remains the same, remains endemic. So what we aim to do is not only take down, it has to be what? Take down and stay down. We don't want our products, we have to invest huge amount of money to produce a film. After take down a single title by a single users, we want to stay down by other users or even multiple platforms. But how to do it? Let's see the problem first. Before we have the solution, of course, we have to know the problem. That's the takedown. Most of the time, we send the takedown to the platforms. The first problem is whether the platform, the website, or the platform, they are really compiled with your request. We all experience that when you send a request, takedown request to a website, maybe there is nothing come back, negative replied. Or the website is going to drag on a lot of questions with you. Can you prove me you are the copyright owner? Are you the sole distributor in this area, in this country? How to prove that, well, you are really the copyright owner? This kind of things. So the first problem is about how to make sure the platform is going to reply to your request. Now, even when the platform replied with positive feedback, you make a complaint, you send a notice to a platform, you ask to take down a movie, Yes, it takes down that individual movies, but after 1 or 2 days or even after minutes, similar or the same movie, the same content pops up. Put up again, maybe by another users, maybe by the same website operators. So the second problem is even the website is cooperative. How to make sure there is no recurrence of posting up or uploading of the same title again on these platforms. So that's the second point that you needed to think about. You need to get someone to help you on this. You don't have the money to do all this detection. You need to detect, you need to monitor the website 7/24. How to do it? You are here to making money. You are not investing money to do all this monitoring. Okay, now when you detected similar titles, similar movies, similar TV channels on the platforms, then what are you going to do? You are going to send repeated takedown notice. That's the reason why now in Google is popping up from what? From 6 million to 20 million. It's because lots of these repeated requests sending to the platforms. Repeated again and again and again. It's a whack-a-mole game. So how to avoid sending repeated requests? Some platforms, they are so cooperative, they have, implement or self-developed watermark measures or fingerprint to avoid re-uploading by the users or to avoid posting of the same TV channel or the same movies on the platforms. Another measure is by the government. Say, for example, in Vietnam, the government now is implementing some regulations require the online intermediaries, the online platforms, to take measures to avoid reposting of those unauthorized content. So that's the challenges for takedown. The second is site blocking. Now you are going to see on the screen the result. Now in Asia Pacific, we have site blocking in Australia, Indonesia, Malaysia, and Singapore. Now, I'm sorry that you may not see clear the content, but you will see the trend. All these 4 countries, the resulting trend is getting less and less. This is a downward trend, downward trend, downward trend. That means what? After implementing site blocking, the traffic to the infringing websites drops significantly. When these infringing websites are dropped significantly, what are the results? The result is the overall piracy situation in that particular country improve a lot. A further result shows that then is an upcoming rise for the legitimate website now. If you set up a website, authorize your contents, the customer are going to pay you the subscription fee. In these countries, after site blocking more than 200 infringing sites, we are going to see the legitimate platform is going to rise. It's going to rise. That means site blocking can really protect your money. How about in South Korea? We also have the site blocking in South Korea. As you can see, the same. After each round of site blocking, the traffic to the infringing sites drops a lot. It will help you to protect your money, and it will also render increase in your legitimate business. But is it really useful? Let's see. Actually, site blocking depends on 3 areas. One, whether the ISP really going to block the site. The second is the methodology. The method that the ISP they are using is effective. The third is how to detect the infringing sites. Today, the online infringers, they are real business. They are not script kids. They are not young guys anymore. Those infringing sites, they earned huge amount of money through online advertisement. In the past, 10 years ago, if you go to the infringing sites, you want to see a movie, the latest Hollywood movies, to download the latest music album, you need to pay a small amount of money. But how about today? No, content is already free. If I'm the online infringers, I'm not going to ask you for a single dime. No need for you to pay. My money mainly comes from online advertisement. Huge amount of this kind of advertisement. So therefore, if you are in South Korea or in other countries, they have site blocking, I'm the infringers, I needed to do what? Rename the domain name. Create a mirror site using CDN proxy service. So we are going to see the real challenge of site blocking. First of all, site blocking order from the government or from the court. The first challenge is whether the ISP really compile with it. In Korea, it's very good, but in some countries, some ISP, they just ignore the order coming from the government or even coming from the court. The reason is that they don't have the technical capability to do the blocking. Now, of course, that means you need to have someone on the ground to talk to the ISP. That's the first problem. How effective? Are the ISP really compile with the order? The second one is about the technology, about the method the ISP are using. There are three basic forms of site blocking: DNS, URL, and also IP blocking. Most of the time, for example, in Australia, all the ISP in Australia, they are saying they are only using DNS blocking. To us, we all know this is not effective. For an ISP to have effective blocking of an unlawful site, you need to implement a mixture of DNS, URL, and IP blocking. Now, that's another thing we need to focus. The third kind is very, very difficult, because once you block an infringing site, the sites actually, they can create their own mirror site, proxy site, or even redirect site. Sometimes nowadays, for infringing sites, they also have their own social network account. They set up their Twitter, they set up their Facebook. So when the site is blocked, if you are the netizen, you want to see free movies, what should you do? First of all, go to check whether this infringing site has social network. Go to Facebook. There may be an announcement saying that, hey, this site is not accessible anymore. Go to another site. Set up a proxy site, mirror site. So for the netizen to visit the site again. So therefore, the problem is now someone has to detect this proxy site, mirror site, redirect site, and then go to the court again, go to the government again, to ask the government or to apply for a court order to block those proxy site, mirror site, and redirect site again. So that's the problem for the site blocking. What about the law? The final area is about the law. Now, on your left-hand side, this is the government attitude. For the government, they're always saying copyright law should be technology neutral. That means you cannot base on the peer-to-peer and set up a law. You cannot base on the set-top box or mobile apps and set up create a new law on copyright just on mobile apps. No, it has to be technology neutral. The second is copyright law need not be completely effective to be adequately effective. That's the view of the government. But on the right owners, on the copyright stakeholders, copyright law should protect creativity. Copyright law should promote creativity. The second is copyright law should prescribe something that someone break the law, they should be punished. So that's the view of the copyright owner. Now let's see what happened. To us, to look more in depth about the copyright law, the question is, can the law fit into the technology, to the ecosystem of the technology? The main point is fit in. How to fit in the law to the technological operation and ecosystem of online piracy. Say, for example, today, so many people are using mobile apps. Actually, behind the mobile apps, the technology is totally different from websites. So the first thing is, can the law be applied to the mobile apps? Can the law be applied to a media box or set-top box? Can the law apply to peer-to-peer? Can the law be applied to the cloud computing? This kind of thing. After the law can fit in, of course, what we aim to do is to consider whether the law can generate civil liability or criminal liability to the infringers. Now, here comes the big problem. Today, we all know, when we talk about cybercrime or online piracy, if the server is in South Korea, I am the website owner. my server set up in South Korea. Of course, I'm not in South Korea. The operator and the server must be separate in different countries, in different jurisdictions. That's what we term as the transnational problem. The second is about the complexity. Even here is a criminal liability. Can the government really can solve this technical problem? Maybe they know nothing about the mobile apps. They don't know how it operates. Even the law is here. Can it be enforceable? For the civil liability, if you want to sue the operator website using a civil proceedings, the first problem is, do you know where is the operator? You don't know. How can you initiate a civil proceeding? So the main focus is what? The main focus is, can the law or the government or the industry set up a strategy? That's just for marketing, because on panel 2, we are going to discuss about the strategy. It's not about civil liability or criminal liability. We need to work out something so that your damaging is minimized. You are losing money. You are bleeding every day. Someone is stealing your money every day, every minute. Apart from relying on civil infringement or criminal enforcement, can you do something to what? To reduce the online piracy, to reduce the internet piracy, so that your money can be protected. Thank you. That's what I want to share with you.